Niigata, and which housed industrial facilities, and Kyoto, a major industrial center. However, Kyoto was removed as requested by Henry L. Stimson and replaced by Nagasaki. It had been proposed that a demonstration be prepared, but such a demonstration took away from the shock value of the bomb and might not provoke a surrender. Japan was not warranted all of the atomic bomb, as opposed to other bombings where the U.S. would drop leaflets to warn citizens. Japan was given one last chance to surrender. Allied leaders issued the postpartum declaration outlining terms of Japan's surrender. Japan rejected the post-dam. Allied leaders issued the post-dam declaration outlining terms of Japan's surrender. Japan rejected the post-dam declaration, and so the bombing would continue.
Despite the destruction of Hiroshima and Truman's warning, the Japanese estimated that the U.S. could only have one or two more bombs and decided to wait it out. American codebreakers intercepted the message, and it was decided that the next bombing would continue. On the night of August 5th and 6th, the B-29 Enola Gay took off from Northfield, Tinian, piloted by Tibbets and accompanied by the great artiste who did blast measurements and Necessary Evil who filmed the bombing. The bomb was armed en route for fear that a crash common among B-29s on takeoff would occur. At 8:15 on August 6th, the gun-type nuclear weapon nicknamed Little Boy was dropped on Hiroshima. The premise of a gun-type fission weapon is that fissionable material fires into a supercritical mass, in this case the uranium-235. The bomb detonated some 1,900 feet above Hiroshima, resulting in an explosion equivalent to 13 kilotons of TNT, destroying an area of approximately 1 mile and burning for 4.4 miles. 69% of the buildings were destroyed and approximately 70,000 to 80,000 people were killed, about 30% of the population of Hiroshima. It didn't take long for government officials in Tokyo to notice that communication with Hiroshima had been lost. They sent a young officer to Hiroshima to investigate the situation. It wasn't long before he witnessed the devastation that has taken place there. Despite the destruction of Hiroshima and Truman's warning, the Japanese estimated that the U.S. could only have one or two more bombs and decided to wait it out. American codebreakers intercepted the message, and it was decided that the next bombing would continue. Due to adverse weather conditions predicted for August 11th, the original date planned for the second bombing, the bombing was moved up to August 9th. On the morning of August 9th, the B-29 bomber, nicknamed Boxcar, was loaded with the implosion-type nuclear device codenamed Fat Man, accompanied by the Enola Gay doing weather reconnaissance over Kokura, Lagan Dragon doing weather reconnaissance over Nagasaki, the Great Artiste doing blast measurements again, and Big Stink doing strike observation and photography. An implosion-type nuclear weapon is composed of a hollow core filled with the supercritical material, in this case the plutonium, and surrounded by high explosive shell which sets off the implosion reaction. The original target for the August 9th bombing was Kokura, but despite their best efforts to avoid adverse weather conditions, visibility over Kokura was poor, and so they moved on to their next target, Nagasaki. The bomb exploded 1,650 feet above the city, with a blast yield equivalent to about 21 kilotons of TNT. While this was close to the devastation of the Trinity bomb, the blast was confined to the Ukami Valley, and a major portion of the city was protected by intervening hills. While there were plans to drop more bombs on the Japanese, they surrendered on August 15th, effectively ending World War II. Debates over the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki continue to this day. Supporters of the bomb generally assert that the Japanese surrender was caused by dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and that it prevented further casualties during Operation Downfall. While those who oppose the bomb cite a number of reasons, among them being the belief that atomic bombing is fundamentally immoral, and that it involved racism and dehumanization of the Japanese people. They say that dropping bombs is a war crime, and that it was militarily unnecessary.
Drop the bomb.